How's it going, guys? I'm just David of QSP Knife, the U.S. representative. We're going to be having the next show coming up in October. That's going to be for Blade Show West in Utah. So that's going to be the new setup for that. We also are going to have a booth for that area. So instead of the tables, we were there. People just thought we weren't there, but we were like right in the front. So we decided to move over to the booth side of things. So we're going to be having that going on. So if anybody has any questions, we can start off with questions too. But I'm going to bring in Jacob Lundquist. We'll get to that other part that I almost mixed on as well. But Jacob's going to be coming on, telling you as far as like where he started from, where it's going for himself, and then also talking about the models that he has with QSP currently. So we'll bring him in real quick, and then we'll kind of open up a discussion with this. So hey, Jacob, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Very good. Yeah, so thanks for joining me. Now, so second person on a live stream. So this third live stream for QSP. Then we had Keanu the last time through. She was the first one. So you're the second person on the live stream. So now I'm still learning on this side with StreamYard. Very good software, though.
Yeah. So far, so good. How's it going, everybody? Yeah. Hope everybody's well.
Yeah. How's it going, Dave? Yeah, so we'll try and get to the comments as well. So if you have any comments, then do let us know. And then otherwise, at the end of everything, when we'll have kind of a question and answer time before we end out the whole stream. But if you do have anything, just pop it in there and we'll try to get to it. But sometimes during this discussion, we might miss some of those things. So don't be offended by that either. So first off, I guess there's a question that I had to ask you because I got asked. I was like, I don't think so, but I'll make sure. So not related to Justin Lundquist at all.
No, I was a huge Justin fan when I started collecting knives. I mean, like big fanboy. And then, yeah, now I can call him a friend. It's the craziest thing ever. He's such a cool guy. So, no, we're not related. We're just happen to be two J Lundquists that are designers and that love knives. Small world. I don't know.
Yeah. And then is it true that you guys pronounce your names differently as well? Do you actually pronounce it Lundquist?
Lundquist, yeah. But I know when I was Quist Blade Works, it was with the V, QVIST. Yeah. So that was, but no, we're still J Lundquist. I know. That's why I had to change the logo, make sure, because it's all good.
Oh yeah,
he's an awesome guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely interesting to have that kind of come up. So that's where I just wanted to open up with that one. So kind of take that off of the page.
Yeah.
Because that was a question.
No relation.
No relation.
He's awesome. His design language, it speaks to me so much. Like I love everything he does. So I'm a huge fan of Justin. Yeah.
Yeah, because we had a few things. So for yourself, I mean, you had a lot of design side and even manufacturing. So where did it kind of go over to designing a knife? I guess when did you get into that?
Yeah, well, I know it started when I was, 4 or 5 years old. I had a pocket knife. I had a Swiss Army knife, and pretty much within, I think, maybe the first 5 minutes, I almost chopped my finger off because, they don't have locks. They're just a slip joint with no backs, with no half stop. And I was hooked. I loved pocket knives ever since. So I always had a pocket knife growing up. One of the best tools you can have in your pocket, I always thought. And later in life, I became, in college, I became an industrial designer, design engineer, worked for Polaris, Marvin Windows, way up northern Minnesota. And then I started collecting knives. I found the knife community. I didn't even know. It's like, I think we all have had that moment, right? Where we're like, you find your people. And it was just awesome. I found my people. I learned about Blade Show. I know I got really into Grimsmo knives. I watched their videos of them in their garage making knives. And I just got super hit. Go back to the other page. That's my industrial design portfolio.
Oh, okay.
No, it's fine. No, so this is industrial design. So I work right now with Rockler. Marvin Windows is there too and stuff. But that's what I do. I take an idea, bring it into reality. Now it's on in stores. It's pretty awesome. But with knife design, I started collecting. With Collector, I was a YouTube reviewer. If you go on my YouTube channel, you can scroll way down and see a bunch of my reviews when I was reviewing knives. And then I started designing them in my head, and then in CAD, I designed dozens of knives. I never saw the light of day. I just was trying to get used to the mechanics, 3D printing, making. I'm a machinist as well by trade, and it's been it's been awesome. And there you go. There. And then my first design, I started doing customs of the variant. And so I made 30 customs. Every custom of the variant, that was the name of the variant, because every custom was different. There was never the same knife twice. Like if you go to the archive, David, on my website, I mean, maybe later, but you can actually see I have everything archived, every variant that I made by hand. I had a little CNC at home. Everything was made by myself. I had the blades machined for me by a friend. I couldn't do steel at the time, but and then I became QSP Blade Works. Started doing these as an OEM with QSP. So they're the ones that my very first company I got to work with as a knife brand, and them making it as an OEM service, and they just killed it. And this is just one of the best. This is the current QSP PE production edition, and then I have a QSP Blade Works. This is one that we did. This is the PE3. This thing was magic. This is all QSP. Look at that drop shot. So
nice.
If you ever see a PE3 on the market, pick one up. They're pretty sweet.
Yeah, because then for the custom side of things, I mean, do you still make customs now, or did you kind of go away from the custom world of
right? I still have all my equipment. Life has definitely became adulting, needed to really step it up a bunch.
Yeah, definitely.
So with kids and everything, it's just really busy. But I really hope to get back into it, in the next not so distant future. I loved making knives. It was so much fun. Because I got to work with the customers. It was like a one-on-one. Like, what do you want?
Mm-hmm.
What do you? And then I did some maker's choice too, like the V for Vendetta knife, the number 5. That one was like my personal favorite. I have the whole quote inscribed into it, and yeah, I loved making knives. It was a lot of fun.
Nice. Yeah, and then the archive, I just see this pulled up here. So we got
there they are.
There's the first. Here.
That's every variant that I made. And they got photos. So that's. I even did a full titanium one. My last one was all titanium. But I did inlays and aluminum scales and fat carbon.
So did you keep your number 1, or did you actually sell that?
I know who has that. I am aware. I have the first prototype. I have mine.
Oh, of course.
I had prototype 1, and then my friend has prototype number 2. But these still pop up once in a while. It's pretty fun to see them on the secondary. But they're out there. I did like a full Star Wars one, Rebels, number 28 there. That was really fun.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool that you have it all archived there too. And then only 29 of them. So that's actually quite a rarity, even in custom worlds. I mean, you normally have a lot of different models out there.
Yeah, that's where I wanted the variants to. If you have a variant custom, nobody in the world has one like you. Everyone's different, not one the same.
That's pretty amazing there. Yeah, I don't know not too many that have that. Like, I don't know if I've come across somebody with actual with just the actual variant, not custom side of business.
Yeah, once in a while I see them pop up on Reddit. I'm always on the Reddit knife swap. So.
Oh no, yeah. So you see, that's number this one, and there's like,
yeah.
And then do you ever decide to try and bring them back? It's like, I'm going to pick that one.
No,
up.
I'll service them for life. If anybody has one, they
awesome.
have an issue with it. I've had to do that before. Knives, things happen. But I have all the equipment that I can definitely dial it back in, get the action going. I had a double detent ball system, very much like the early days of, what was his name? The Roosevelt. Who makes the Roosevelt again?
Oh, I do know who that is.
Man, it's
just slipping me either. Just do a quick search. Oz. Yep.
Daniel. Yeah, he's really cool. So.
Yeah, his really took off too. I mean, he has quite a few models that are out there.
Jimmy's ready to modify his variant. Awesome. Sweet. And yeah, I do have on Instagram, it's just Jacob Lundquist Design.
Yeah, I'll pull that up
all one word. It's on my website too. If you go to JacobLundquistDesign.com, there's a link there if you want to check it out. But yeah, that's what brought it. I loved working with QSP, and that's when I remember approaching you guys like, have you ever wanted to do a crossbar lock? I had an idea, and it was awesome. We have
Yeah, that was the first one that we had for. I think eventually would be considered a crossbar lock. I mean,
Yeah,
still it's the glide lock for
it's
us.
the glide lock.
But
I mean, it's a crossbar style lock, but this thing,
yeah,
oh, this is the vault. Awesome.
yeah. So this is going to be his Instagram. We'll go back to Jacob. He was talking about the Volt as well. And then we're going to go through each model that we have too. So if you guys have any questions in specifically for any of the ones that we have, so we have the titaniums as well as the regular production ones with the G10 and micarta. But this is going to be on his Instagram. So some folks are asking about his Instagram.
Yep.
So that's where we have it here. So yeah, Jacob Lundquist Designs is where you're going to find that in that logo right there.
Yeah, and I work with QSP. They're definitely one of my faves, but I do work with some other OEMs out there as well. So you'll see some other designs. But I think I have a pretty common design language for myself. I mean, I feel like you can see that it's one of mine. I'm very clean. I'm very Swedish. Lundqvist is very Scandinavian name, and I really like just really clean, elegant lines. That's my key.
Your go-to.
My
And then
go-to.
I guess for this one, as far as the style of knife, now did you do a lot
Way
of
back.
rope cutting before? Yeah, the sway back design. Did you go do
Um,
a lot of rope cutting or just like the shape of it?
I mean, I definitely like draw cuts. I know as a kid, whittling, and I used to do a lot of wood cutting and whittling when I was a kid. I actually took a wood carving class when I was in school. Really fun. But yeah, I was really drawn to this. I remember I still have the original drawing where when I drew this shape, all of a sudden I just went like, oh man, I think I got something here. Like I just loved the aesthetic of it, and it just started prototyping it. Loved the feel in the hand. I know I get a lot of flack for the square cutout, but it does just work, and it gives you. I wanted like one of the best Spidey flick out there. I mean, for a budget knife, this thing is incredible action.
Yeah, because I think even on your you did also change the liner too, because I remember that this expanded a
Yes.
little bit
Yeah.
from one of the variants.
Yeah, the PE1, the very first PE, definitely had to make some great modifications, and then the very first one too didn't have the flipper tab on the front, so then we added the front flipper as well, which was a great addition.
Yes, and you
Love
can
it.
see the difference between the sizing between that Penguin. So Penguin's still going to be one of our more popular models, but
Oh,
so it's going to be
love the
in
penguin.
that
Yeah.
side range. Yeah, so definitely a good model for us. And then the Volt is also doing very well too. So now that's going to be the letter A. Now for this one, this is black. Yep, there we go. So for the Volt, so it's nice too because then like it has just a different lobe to it where it doesn't open as easily for when you do the wrist flick. So that's one thing that's really nice about our crossbar glide lock system.
This is like the pinnacle. I mean, like this puts so many others to shame. The action of the Vault. I think anybody who tries it, I mean, like that thumb stud is just perfect. And did you know this is the original prototype, used to have a flipper tab, but I ground it off like the day I got it. I was like, nope, that's not working. And that's when I actually just took it to the grinder and ground it all off. I'm like, I needed something there. And then we modified the design. We have a little bit now that choil right there. You can see how it was not really cut out for a choil before.
Yeah, it's a
And
little bit larger there for the
yeah,
finger.
and now, it's just like the ergonomics in this thing is contoured scales. I mean, QSP, they leveled up for sure.
Yeah, it's been getting a lot of really good response for it because then I've heard some of the channels say that it's like one of the best iterations for that crossbar style lock. Because I mean, Benchmade had it for years and years for theirs, and then it came out a patent, and then so there's just a bunch of different names for it now. So yeah, eventually it'll probably be crossbar, but then yeah, glide lock is ours, and then that's going to be just a really solid one. We have some other ones since that has the glide lock system in it. But it's just a really nice setup, and a lot of people
No,
really like it.
it's the geometry too. I mean, working with the engineers at QSP and just getting that geometry just right where that just snaps out like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, you guys got a winner. We got definitely keep this lock going for
Oh
sure.
yeah, definitely. I even liking as far as um the grooving. So I guess was that your design that you wanted as far as the release, as far as
Yeah,
that
it was.
that
I
system?
mean, this one was all designed too, like all by hand. Like actually, all just hand sketches to like really. And I just did a lot of isometrics. And I wanted like a fun this little grip pattern there, and we even like have it slightly ramped as well. I mean, it's just the little details like that where you can just, it just works so well. I love, okay, Oreo Dave, you're hilarious. I love the minimalist declarations in my house. Thank you very much. Yeah, I got nothing in my house. This is my apartment. And there's nothing on the walls.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So minimalism,
Yeah,
man.
so
I love minimalism.
there you go. Yeah, I do love how this lock works, and as far as that release goes,
Yeah.
and it's in the right
So
direction. I saw another knife that like the grooves were in the wrong direction, so it's not in the release pattern. So I don't know what happened there,
yeah,
but
yeah, your
but
fingers just slip right off it. You don't want that. This is like the
yeah,
perfect
exactly.
shipping, and yeah,
Yeah, so that's just definitely a way to go for the way that looks. So now the first one that we had down on the table, this one is going to be the B, or actually A, for this guy. Now, so $49. We still have it on the website. Now, some of the ones are on sale as well, but this is going to be something you can get right now. We still have free shipping, so through us as well as through our dealer network. So this
yeah.
is going to be available to you guys.
This is a
Just
great
really
workhorse.
a nice setup.
Yeah, really nice, and it's elegant. I don't know. I gave my whole team at work one of these. They all carry it now. Gotta get those knives in their pockets. So
Yeah, because a lot of people still don't have knives. I mean, even my wife, I can't get her to carry a knife, so I'm still working to
yeah,
get that eventually.
my whole team wasn't knife people, but now they're all like. I mean, you always need one. It's a great tool for sure.
Nice. Yeah, so $46 is what it's at now. Normally it's the $52. So that one's on sale until the 25th. And then we have that's going to be the A. Then we have the B here, and then
Sweet.
we have this. Basically, C and D is going to be the micarta variation. So that's going to be that difference. So you're going to
Yeah,
have the
I got
A
the green
B.
micarta. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then anything with the micartas, it's going to be so when you first get it, it might not be as dark as you like it
Right.
because it doesn't have the oils in it. So
Yeah.
that's one thing that
Yeah.
we had
Look at
something.
mine
So you see
compared
the
to that
difference
one.
there.
Yeah. This has been used. I had to try to get it all clean because I use this stuff for sure.
Yeah.
But
So
I love
as you
how
see it there,
patina it just wears, and it just really nice.
yeah, definitely, and it's good grip and everything. So it just becomes your own knife as far as what you're cutting with and everything else. You can still take it back to this type of setup if you really want to start over, get that cleaned out. But that's going to be what it looks like when you get it. And then once you start using it, then it's going to look more like Jacob's there as far as that really dark green
Yeah.
setup.
You can barely even see the pad. I mean, it's just like very well loved
Yeah, very well loved and used.
for sure.
Yeah, so this is going to be the A and B. So these guys are up on there now, and then that's going to be the G10 variants on those guys, and then you're going to have so the blue and the green. So these guys are also up there.
That blue too. Oh, come on. That thing's awesome. Yep.
Yeah, and then blue. I mean, we didn't do the denim on this one, but that's kind of another one that we do a lot on is the denim
Well,
micartas.
you did the denim for me on the invert.
Oh, there you go.
So this is another one. This was a Fist Blade Works, but this is made by QSP, and this was these. I think they're still. I think there's a few of these still available on Knife Joy, but it's actually it's the exact same knife, but inverted. So it's a drop point instead of a. It really messes with your head. But, yeah.
I think Justin's asking if a small frame lock was ever in the plan for the variant.
Well, we did do a frame lock of the variant, the PE3. That was under my brand. But yeah, QSP and I have not opened that up yet, but they know how to make it, and it is a dream of a frame lock. So maybe wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We can talk, David.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, so that's the definitely things now. So a lot of those knives, so those are still available for it. And I guess a little bit of sidebar from this one, but we did have a fraudulent site that was up for a little bit. So we
Yeah,
have
what was up with
QSP
that?
Knife. Yeah, so QSP Knife is ours, and then they created a Knife QSP. So that one, they even pulled Blade HQ's pictures on it. It was just kind of an interesting situation, but it seems like we were able to get it shut down. So it took a little bit of work, but we were able to get that kind of taken care of, shut down. So we went through Better Business Bureau, went through the FTC, and then I think the one that really shut it down easily was we went directly to. You can look up who is, and then you can see where they registered. So we went to that company, which is names.com, I think it was. And then we said, hey, the site's not legitimate. It's pulling from our registered trademark as well as Blade HQ. So at least last time I checked, it was down. So hopefully nobody got scammed by that. But we are looking out for you folks with different things going on too. So it's crazy stuff. I guess, I mean, they say that like being copied or anything else or is a good thing. But maybe not exactly copy. Like you can take the inspiration, but don't take the company or try to act like the company.
No, not good. I can't believe people do that. I don't get it.
Oh yeah, it's crazy stuff. So I guess that's good when you get to a point where you start to get copied, but that's where it's kind of a crazy system. But yeah, that's going to be the variants. So that's going to be those, and we also have the titanium one. So the titanium side of things has basically the different setup for it. So this is going to be a titanium overlay.
Yeah.
So you guys have some of these available. These are going to be 3 different color variants for this guy, and then you have the pocket clip there.
I do know too,
good
guys.
Setup.
QSP uses great titanium so if you take that and do an acid etch, they anodize beautifully. So I used to custom anodize my titanium ones for short runs, and QSP uses good materials. So if you're a modifier, you're gonna have a lot of fun.
Nice. Yeah, so that will be definitely the baseline. So kind of is your open canvas, your blank canvas for things, and then you're going to have a black variant there, and then you're going to have now this. I do like this finish now as far as that bronze.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it has a good style to it. Kind of goes along with the traditional knife style, which you're doing here for that design. So I do like how this comes out for that bronze finish.
Yeah. And bronze has been around. We did bronze for the PE2s and the PE3s. It's been a great, I think it's a great winner, especially with the blackout. That's really nice.
Yeah, and 14C28 on all the models. This one is currently on sale for $79 till the 24th. So that's something that is nice for pricing. So it was $89, $79 now. So that's something that's available through our website as well as the dealer side of things. So yeah, support the dealers that are on their website now. So there's some of the folks that sign up directly that are now basically our dealers, and then others that get it through distributor network. So still support QSP side. So now I guess if somebody's not an actual dealer and then they carry our products, I mean, you can buy those too. And then maybe then maybe it's a good product to actually sell on a regular basis. So that's just a really cool setup.
Yeah.
What about I guess when you did the variant, the first guy, did you think that it would take off the way it did? Or you're like, yeah, this is gonna be a fantastic model, and I'm gonna make a bunch of these. And
I knew I loved it. That's all. I knew. So I made the first couple prototypes, and I gave one to my friend, and like we carried it for a few months. Like, what do we think of this? Trying to dial in the hot spots and all that fun stuff. But I think in the day of Amazon, I mean, this thing it's just like a box champion. I mean, you can cut the boxes down, you can rip them apart, you can do your draw cuts. And I think just the clean aesthetic, I think it just kind of talked to people. And it has a little funkiness to it with that square. It was a little polarizing at the time. So yeah, I think I just got in when the getting was good and was able to.
And then when did you guys realize that you wanted to go, I guess, to a production side? Doing customs, I mean, some people stay in the custom world, and I mean, they just stay there and they don't go to production. So what made you want to go from the custom world to the production side?
I know I couldn't keep up with demand. I just know I can't, like, I'm me. There's no like it's just Jacob Lundquist. Chris Bladerix was just me. I'm a single person trying to get this going with a family and a full-time job. And I just knew I couldn't keep up with the demand that I was seeing from my custom side. So I decided to do a Kickstarter. Let's see what happens. So I had QSP make me a few prototypes and kickstarted it. And I actually raised the funds to do the first run because, knives cost a lot of money to make. So it's quite an investment when you actually try to, get these things going. And it just took off from there. And the PE1, I sold out with it. Well, after I got the inventory back, I sold out in a month. It was like, okay, well, I guess we're doing PE2. So I got that going like right away. And then I'm like, what can we change? I'm always wanting to evolve it as well. So, and that's the great thing with QSP. They're really open to my suggestions, and we worked great back and forth, great communication, and we were able to knock out the PE2, which is really essentially the PE2 is what the QSP variant PE is through and through. So that's exactly what we came up with the PE2, with the front flipper, better ergonomics, better access to your lock bar, filler tab. The PE1s never had a left side carry for the lefties out there. I offered it in-house. I would actually mill this out custom for people, but yeah, that's kind of what happened. It just kind of snowballed into Jacob Lundquist Design, which is now just working with awesome knife companies and bringing some of my designs to life. It's
Nice.
really fun. Yeah.
And then, do you find are you going to be at the Blade Show West at all? And, any plans for that? I know the awesome didn't work out because you're kind of having a family trip.
Yes, yeah, and that's where it's been. Yeah, with the family, it's been really hard to travel as much. I'm hoping to come to the big Blade Show next year.
Okay,
Is my hope. Yep, in Atlanta. That one should work out next year for me. So
very cool. Yeah, so then
I
that's
hope
where
have some good have some good tidbits to maybe we can prototype there and show some stuff off. Wink, wink.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
that would be a way to go. Yeah, so we'll definitely keep those discussions open. I mean, that's definitely a good thing to work with designers. So yeah, QSP. Now we had just a few before, so we're starting to work with other designers. So if you have a favorite guy that's out there, and then better yet, if you have a contact for them, send them our way. Now, if they want to actually work with us as far as doing the collaboration work on designs, and then we're trying to work with some folks as well to really bring their designs to market, now bring it through QSP, and then so put our little touch on it as well. We're going to try and do a little bit. This is going to be the first time we're going to try a giveaway on any live stream. So we're going to try it. We're going to try it out. So I did a little Google search to see if it worked. So for this one, we're going to do basically the word variant. So hashtag variant. So that's what we're going to be doing. So that's what we're going to be doing for it. So if you add that on there, we're going to be doing that word. So you can start adding that to the comments for anybody here. And then we'll try and do that first one. So we got basically, I put it in there just for you guys to have it. And then, so we only have three. So people are starting to add it in. So good job, guys. Seems to be working
there we
for
go.
that. That's a that's a positive thing.
What are they going to win, David?
They're going to win a variant, of course. And so, and then that's where you get to choose it too. So I'm not going to limit you to the G10,
awesome.
or the micarta. But if you love that, all the better. I mean, if you want to get one of these, pick those up. But if you want to get the titanium as well, I mean, pick one of those up too.
And there is a weight difference. So I mean, titanium is a little bit heavier than the micarta. So it's something to like premium materials. But do you want a lightweight? I mean, they both have their pros and cons.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then if you're not really a titanium person in general, then maybe I just go, well, I love micarta and this is the way I want to go. So that's going to be what we have 13 entrants or now. So keep it going. We'll have that. No, we'll have a further discussion. Then we'll do that draw here in a little bit. Give some people time to do that, and hopefully I don't mess it up. So we'll see how it goes for that. But then after that, then send me an email, and then I'll go and get that set up for you. I'll put the email on the screen as well once I do that drawing, and then we'll get that going. What else I saw on the pivot side of things? Do you have any, I guess, where did this design come from for you, as far as, does that have any significance to you, or is it just kind of just one of the things that worked?
Just one of the things that I just drew it and I liked it. Definitely thinking of a 6-shooter, just clean, crisp, easy. Looking back, I think I would change one thing, but we're good. I'm not going to even say it. So.
Oh no, yeah. I think there's always going to be something that you have like, well, I would change this or that. Nobody knows that about the model, even if it was a mistake, and you go like, oh, well, I'd rather have it not be like that. But people don't know that. I mean, you can always pick apart your own design and go, well, I'll change this or that.
I see everything, but I mean, not from you. You guys make it wonderfully. It's exactly how it was designed. But it's just something like
design.
Instead of just a clean pivot, I don't know, little frill. Why not?
Yeah, and designs change all the time. I mean, you kind of grow with things, and you go, well, I would change it differently now, or my next design will be this way. So that's where it's just really interesting. So now give you folks a little bit more time. So put that variant in there in the comments. So hashtag variant, and then we're going to do our first giveaway on here. And we also did reach 1,000 subscribers for the QSP side of things. So now we can go live on my mobile device. So that was one of the big things as far as being able to go live on a mobile device, which you can't do unless you reach 1,000. So right now I think we're at 1,010 or something. But if you guys are not subscribed, subscribe to the channel so we can keep you up to date as far as things coming out. We are going to be having like the dolphin coming out. We have a canary in the glide lock system. So a canary, a small guy coming out with that glide lock. We had it at Atlanta, and then what we had sold. So it seems like people like it. So that's going to be coming out for that glide lock for the canary variant, or canary with the glide lock. So I'm pointing that out, but
who names
that's
a
going to
knife
be out there.
Variant? Why would you name a knife variant? I mean, the stupidest name.
But it makes sense for the way you want to do it. So it does make total sense
up here, but yeah, I like it.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing that drawing. So I'll share the screen here so you can see who's there. So we got basically 16 because one of them were mine. So we'll do that draw last time.
David's
if you guys want to go in, yeah, I'm going to win it now. So I'll just pick what I want. But that's what we'll do for that. But so if you guys have anything else, if you guys want to add yourself in there to that giveaway, then do that. Otherwise, we're going to be doing the drawing. So still 17 people on for that giveaway. So just you have to put hashtag variant in the comments and you get added. Oh, now people are adding in. So good thing I let people give you a chance, because we're
Kathleen,
at
Kevin
now.
Smith, come on, get on there.
Yeah. Yeah, and then so hopefully it's the United States. That's one thing I didn't mention. So I can't send this to Canada. But if you're in the United States, we'll send it over there. But if anybody has a better idea as far as how to get past the border, then that would be a great thing, because you can own it once you're there, but otherwise it gets stuck. So 20 people on, 20 entries. So we're going to do the drawing in countdown of 3, 2, and 1. If you didn't get in there, we got one per person in there. Maybe I'll give a little bit moment. Gonna draw. Drawing now. See if this works.
Looking good.
Crazy Roach. Yeah, so Crazy Roach, do reach out so we can get that out to you. And I guess let us know in the comments as far as which one you actually want, so we know as far as what your choice would be, so we can actually just see that as far as what other people would have picked.
Yeah. Crazy Roach, what are you going to grab? What variant of the variant?
Yeah, exactly.
I like his picture. It's hilarious. It's like a crazy roach with a knife.
Yeah, so anybody see him in the comments? Is he still in there at all?
No, I haven't seen him.
He just entered, and he kind of just left right away.
Oh, he's here. All right, there he is.
There we go. And that's going to be the email address to send it over to. So we'll do another kind of a little verification once we do that. But send an email over, and then we'll get you set up with which one you want. But do let me know as far as in the comments as far as which one you're thinking about. You don't need to decide right now, but which one you're thinking about as far as the one that you want to pick up. And that's going to be totally free. We'll pay for shipping and everything else. So that will be coming out to you. So we're going to do that one. We're also going to be doing a giveaway. So now that you know, we're going to be doing a giveaway for the next knife, which is going to be the Volt. So great knife. That's going to be the one that we're going to have. So we'll go over to a different screen here too. So open that back up. StreamYard has been pretty nice. I like the way it goes.
This is great.
Yes, yeah, StreamYard is fantastic, and this is free. So this is the free one, so you can do a premium version to get a little bit different things on there. But seems the free one works pretty well so far. And the giveaway worked, which is actually pretty seamless. I like the way that works.
Oh, he's asking if we could see the versions again.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. So
what are his choices?
So you have A, which is going to be this guy. Oh wait, is that A? I think that's A. Black. Yep. So A. Whoop,
Oh, love
then you're gonna have
blackout is so cool. I love blackout.
B. I'll go to the other screen actually. So we'll go B. Is this one?
Jade and black. That was
Yep,
from the original variant PE. We had Jade and black. That's OG right there.
That's kind of like the standard thing for that one.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be C with the micarta. So that's blue micarta. And then you have a stonewash blade on there. And then you have D. Right there. And again, color difference when you start to use it. So when you get in and it's like, well, that's not the same color. It's like, well, it is. Just start using it, or you can oil it right away to get that to really pop for that darker color. So that's going to be those. And then you do have this one. So if you're going to anodize, that's where Jacob was saying that this is the way to go. This works really well for that. So that's going to be letter E for this one. So still 14C28 and then titanium scale. So it does have an inlay on it as well. So it does have a steel.
Nested liners. It's just, so good.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's nested liners on there, so it doesn't show on the outside of things. So especially if you are going to do anodization, you'll still get that all the way around. So that's going to be a nice thing there. And then you're going to have the black guys. So this is going to be the letter F for this one. Oh. And then the last one's going to be the bronze. So that's going to be letter G.
Again, a lot of love for E. A lot of love for E.
Yeah, so E seems to be the one that he would choose for that as well. So shoot me over the email for that, and then we'll get that going.
If you haven't anodized titanium before, it's so easy, guys. Like, it's so easy to anodize titanium. Look it up on YouTube. Blade HQ even did a great video on it. You can use 9-volt batteries. It's really fun.
Do you have any recommendation on actual power supplies that you would use for that?
Yeah. I mean, like, if you're doing it like just a one-off, 9-volt batteries, you can actually get almost all the colors with 9 volts.
Oh, wow.
I just bought a nice one right off of Amazon for like $90. A nice, so you can.
Oh, that's actually not bad for pricing either.
No, I couldn't get the crazy high voltages, but I could get up to the teals in color, and you actually can just map. It's nice things. It's all voltage, so if you know your color is 20 volts, you're gonna get that same color every time. It's really, really cool.
Yeah. So that's nice that you can have it and be the same. So other than like 3D printing, I find like sometimes it doesn't come out the same exact way you want it. It's like you print it and you print it again. It's like, well, why didn't that look the same? So it's kind of, so that's some little variance on the 3D print side of things. But so it's nice that you can get the same color if you, okay, well, I'm going to turn to this voltage and get that color right there.
Yep. It's awesome. It's fun to watch. It's like magic. It's cool. Science is cool.
Nice. So do you think that you'll ever get over to the point where I guess the standard job or the regular day job type of thing, like that's kind of the bread and butter thing. So do you ever think that you would go over completely to the knife design, knife making?
I can definitely see a road there. I mean, I can see how you can get there. But right now I love my job. That's the hardest thing. Cause I get to do this for my real job too. I get to design stuff and they pay me really good. So, it's like, why not just keep doing that? And then I can also, like, when I have inspiration, like just yesterday, I was just had an idea for a knife. It just popped in my head and I just started sketching it. And
probably healthcare helps too.
I'm going to start. Oh, yeah, that's a big deal, especially with a family. Yeah. But no, I don't want to give up the knife stuff. That's for sure. I really enjoy it. It's an awesome community. So many great people in this community. So I don't want to give up on that. And I just have so many ideas. They just keep coming. That's the great thing about, I mean, look at how many models QSP has, but it's just, they're fun to, cause you just never know what's going to click, what's going to hit, cause they're always so different.
Nice. Yeah, so we're going to go over now to the next one. Next one is going to be the Volt. So that's going to be, I guess, give us some history on this one, because you said you approached us on that one as far as doing a crossbar style lock. So how did that discussion work, and then I guess what was the process for that?
Yeah, I was approaching QSP because I wanted to get out of QSP Blade Works and more into Jacob Lundquist design. That's how it's transitioning. Jacob doesn't have any furniture either. Gosh, I do. It's behind the camera, guys. Come on now. I got a TV and a table, and there's a couch. But yeah, I'm not going to go into my personal life, but it's all good. Everything's great. So,
Yeah, there's a coffee table in there. Yeah.
there's a coffee table and some towels that we were folding. But where was I at? Oh, and then so I approached QSP if they ever want to do a design collaboration. That's what it's called when I'm designing it, but the OEM actually is purchasing the design from me and for a percentage of sales. That's kind of how that transition works. But it's a collaboration as well. Like I'm designing it, but also QSP knows their manufacturing processes a lot better than I do, and they know what things will work and not work. So I know what the glide lock itself, I knew it was going to have a really heavy engineering was going to be into it, and I rely on QSP for that because they're just phenomenal with action, and they proved it with the glide lock majorly. And for this one, I did a lot of just hand sketches, a lot of more artsy, more flowy, and the inspiration was I really wanted to develop like a classic knife, but from myself, something where I took my design language and I elevated it, and that's where the Vault came and was birthed. It just is like everything I wanted in a knife in one. Great action, ambidextrous. I love the lefties. Look out for the lefties, so ambidextrous clip. And then I really wanted just a fun bolster area that you could get just a bunch of different scale options as well that we can kind of play with in the future, hopefully.
Yeah, because I did see someone do a custom one. They did have a custom on it with, I think it was some type of fat carbon, which was a really nice look.
Yeah,
with the fat carbon scale.
I bet you that looked awesome. Hardest thing with custom, because these are all contoured as well. There's actually a radius right here, so I could see that being. I'm proud of them. Whoever did that. I mean, I'm sure that was a challenge to pull that off. So. But
Yeah,
that's
now
kind
for
of the
that,
history. Yep.
yeah, and then you also had some changes. You said you had the prototype before, and then you did make an adjustment a little bit to that.
Yeah. So the original did have a flipper tab right here, and it worked well. But when it was here, the flipper tab just got right in, and I mean, you can get 4 fingers on this grip, no problem. But I really wanted to use that jimping and choke up a little bit more. So I took this thing like the day after I got it, brand new prototype. So happy. I ground that tab right off, the flipper tab, and went, yep, that's what we're going to do. But instead of having it jolty like this, we took it to the CAD machine, and now we have a nice choil. Everything times out. Like if you look at my design, everything has to time out just perfectly. That's why I just like everything parallel, in line. I wanted a little scoop out here. That was for the thumb stud. So it's a little home, and then your choil, you're behind the cutting edge. So when you actually are doing those cuts, you're not going to hit your thumb stud. That can be an issue with a lot of designs. If they put the thumb stud too far forward, you're doing those draw cuts or those push cuts, and they're going to smack that thumb stud. So I try to think through all those details, and that's a challenge sometimes, but.
Yeah. Now, did you find it to be? I mean, you said there was a lot of engineering for the actual glide lock itself. What was the biggest issue that you found to try and overcome? I guess for the engineering.
Spring tension is the big one. I mean, it's just how much do you want to pull back on that blade before you get it to snap? And like this one is a little heavy. The prototype, you can actually feel it has a little more kick to it. It's good, but I know my thumb used to really kind of hurt after using that one a lot. So we just dialed it down just one. It's all about how many coils you put in or the actual diameter of the wire. So we dialed that in, got that where it's feeling really good. And then you can see how it pops when you do pull it. It does have a little pop there. There's an undercut on that to create that. That's what you're trying to break free when you actually do the thumb stud. So yeah, QSP engineers, 2 thumbs up. They killed it.
Awesome. Yeah, because even this clip is really great because I remember seeing like a buck marksman years ago
Yep.
for this type of style. But it just works really well because I mean, you flip it over and you don't have the pocket clip holes or anything else. So it's just a really clean, whichever way you go. So it's not made for a right-handed person, and then they make it lefty, or left and make it right. So just a really clean design. So yeah, you switch it over to the other side. This is going to be what you're going to have on now your new show side on the knife. So that's a
Yeah,
real nice setup.
it works so easy. I mean, and it's so deep carry. I mean, it disappears in your pocket. This knife, you don't even know it's there. It's all the way back. Oh, that was a good flick. That sounded really good, David. I should do that again.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, it works really well for the design, for the deployment of it. So this has been just a really popular release for us that we're finding. So that's where we're still continuing to work to kind of get better and do better with things. So we've won 3 awards now for different products. So now we started out last year in Texas. We won for the Bison. So we had the Bison that won for best production fixed blade. Then at the end of the year, so Blade West, we had the Rhino with, I call it a dune pattern. So that's what we had on the side scales, a lot of milling on that.
Yeah.
Best import folding knife. And then this year, we actually won for Atlanta. So that's where we won for the kitchen knife side. So the kitchen knives is a new thing for us, and to get an award out the gate is a really nice thing. So if you haven't seen the kitchen knife side of things, I do have one down here somewhere too.
Yeah.
But that's something that is really well balanced. You pick it up and go, "Whoa, I expected it to be heavier than that." So it's a nicely balanced one. There's some videos out there. Chef Panko is who we reached out to, because a lot of times it's just trying to get into the people's hands that are in that market. And like there's not a lot there's more for pocket knives than there are for chef knives. So that's what we're finding for that. So we're just trying to get it out there so people are aware of it. And then we can continue to grow that side of the business too, because people have more kitchen knives than they do have pocket knives.
Yeah.
So basically every single household has some set of kitchen knife.
I don't. I have way
You
more
don't- you don't
pocket
have-
knives.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, when you get into the enthusiast market, maybe you have a little bit more, but you at least have them. Some people don't have any pocket knives, and they have their kitchen knives. So even if you have one, if you have a paring knife and a chef knife, you have something in your kitchen to prep something or open things. So that's where we're getting into for that. So it's been a nice setup. And then you can also use it for EDC drop. And so we'd have the Kiritsuke with a sheath. So you can actually do a pocket drop for that. That makes it a little nice for a 4-inch blade for that. But we'll go through these on the table here. So basically, this is going to be the A1. So this is back to kind of our standard numbering system. So normally the A1 or the 1 indicates either satin or the stonewash blade, and normally 2 would be a black blade. So that's kind of how most of the numbering system works for the QSP side. So that's going to be what you have there. So standard pivot for more the premium side of things. And again, that relief or that release, this is what really stood out to me. It works so well. It's a really nice setup for
it. It doesn't hurt your finger. I mean, it's just perfect.
Yeah, that's what you're going to find with some of the ones that are the standard axis lock. They still have the circle, so it's kind of like pulling back on a thumb stud. So this is just a very well ergonomic setup for how to release your knife as far as closing it down. And still, ambidextrous as well for that setup. So that's going to be that one there. So that's going to be the A1, A2 is going to be the black. So that's going to be a black stonewash.
That looks so good. It's a great looking knife.
Yeah. I guess going back to the first one. So for the variant, what is your favorite variant of the variant? So if you go through what we have for QSP side of things, what would be the one that you would choose to go well?
So that's where I had a choice when we were sending them, and I wanted my Carta because I wanted something lightweight in my pocket. I know I'm carrying this thing to work like all the time because it's just such a workhorse or around the shop. So I wanted something lightweight, not as premium. I have a lot of titanium in my collection, so that's where I went with the micarta myself.
Nice.
But then with this one, I wanted to step it up a little bit, make it a little more dressy and fancy.
Nice. Yeah, and that's definitely options for down the road. So if you guys love the knife, then that's where, I mean, if you, okay, well, I wouldn't buy it since it has 14C28. Well, I mean, pick up the knife, enjoy it, see how it is. and then we can step it up with different models and then other premium steels, premium materials. As I said, I mean, this with the fat carbon or other carbon fibers just looked really nice from what I saw. So you kind of customize it how you want, and it does have that full contour, so that handle is actually contoured over, so it's just
Yeah, if
really
you haven't
nice.
picked this thing up yet, guy, I mean, it melts in your hand. The thing is just, yeah, that's why I really concentrate on ergonomics when I'm designing. I don't want hot spots. I use these things, so I definitely don't want you guys having a hard time either. So
Nice.
I'm looking out for you. I'm trying.
Yeah, and this one,
Look at that thing. Yeah, I wanted that one too. I didn't get that one.
yeah, yeah. So this is the B2. So the B1 I'm actually sold out of in the United States. We'll get a replenishment here in a little bit, but we still have a dealer.
So
yeah, so that'll be the B1. So I'll go over on Jacob's screen there. You'll see that B1, which is going to be in that satin finish. And then you're going to have, this was the B2. So the B2 is going to be the one with the black blade, black hardware. So that's going to be the difference on this guy here. But they're still available and under $100 now for these. So I think we're at 89, if I'm not mistaken, for the price
and
point.
You said on sale for 79.
Yeah.
I think that's what you said. I could be wrong.
Yeah, that was the previous one. I think this one we did not do a sale on it because it is
that was the titanium variant. Sorry.
Yeah, that was titanium variant. So $86 now for this guy. So available on the website for us, and then free shipping. So anything over $30. So even if we have something priced under $30, you can add in like a pouch. We've seen some people do that. We have the little knife pouch in there for a few dollars to push you above that $30 and get basically a knife pouch for free, and then you get your free shipping. So it kind of works out well for that too.
Every day Aaron's like, I already did #vault. He's on it. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, Aaron, do I need to change it up and maybe
you
surprise you a little bit?
Now you have to. I mean, you gotta.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely. I mean, think about that one. So if you want to start putting that in there, feel free. I have it going already. So if you want to do #vault, if you don't have a vault, how dare you?
You should get a vault. You should get a vault. I mean, and that's why we named it the vault. Well, that's why I named it the vault. I wanted it to be like, I just knew it was gonna be so secure. Like it's just locked down, and glide lock was it. I gotta name the glide lock too. Did you know that, David?
I did not. No, so
yeah, I named the glide lock. It was kind of fun. I could find the email because it was a silly name, and I was like, no, we're not doing that. We gotta call it something really cool. So
yeah. So what was the other name that it was before glide lock?
I'll dig up the email. It was
okay.
Oh gosh,
something you didn't like.
Yeah, I was like, that sounds silly. We don't want that. It wasn't like a name that you want. Like it wasn't like a trademarkable thing. You know, it was just like it's a crossbar lock or what? No, we gotta name it something cool. I knew it was just gonna glide so smooth because we captured everything. A lot of those crossbar locks you can see through them, and I mean, dirt and gunk and stuff gets in there. But we have this thing fully sealed. It's gonna, I think, last a lot longer, a lot less wear and tear in your pocket.
Yeah, and we did change it over too. This was aluminum bolster. Now it was a steel bolster prior, so you lost a little bit of weight.
Yeah, this is steel on the prototype, and then we went to aluminum. It's so nice. I'm glad.
Yeah, do you know the difference on the weight roughly? Because I didn't get the prototype on it, so
I mean, it's a good ounce. Sure it's a good ounce.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
so definitely
it felt nice. Like the steel, is a good, has a different texture, but the weight was not worth it, for sure. Maybe maybe do titanium in the future. We could bump it up a notch.
Oh yeah, I mean titanium with the M390. Eventually, we're going to get Magna Cut. So that's where I don't know if you guys know about this one, but Magna Cut is something that they will not sell to us.
Right.
So we're really trying to maintain their wishes for Niagara Steel. I talked to them over in Atlanta. They appreciated that we're trying to not circumvent the system because they're directing any of their dealers do not sell Magna Cut to people that are producing in China. So a lot of it is they just can't build enough. So they get pallets of it in, and then they sell it. They get pallets of it, and they sell it. So they're trying to maintain and build up to that as far as the need for it. But we've been waiting, and it's been okay. Well, it'll be 2 years, and now it's like, oh, it's going to be another year. It's like, well, like what's like we have people that want it for MagnaCut. So I don't know if you've experienced it yourself, Jacob, but
No,
that's
I was a part of a lot of some of those when we're trying to get stuff over there.
mhm.
I don't know. I mean, I know MagnaCut took the world over, but I think a lot of us are. I mean, we're always wondering what's next, right? And
Oh
that's
yeah.
the. But
Yeah, I mean
MagnaCut,
D2 was a super steal for like custom knife makers.
I
It's
know,
like, oh,
right?
D2 blade.
I remember when I'm like D2, yeah. I remember that was a big
Yeah.
deal when I was first collecting.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I mean, there's always going to be a benefit, and so I guess there's not going to be a perfect steel for you. You got to choose what you're going to do with it and how you're going to be using
And
your
and
knife.
and and it's the market too. Like I love 14C. I mean, I think I can get that thing razor sharp, like with a strop. It's just a great steel. But I mean, the S90Vs and the M3090s are S20Vs too. I love all those. It's just all about what you're going to do. I used LMAX a lot in my first customs. I just really fell in love with LMAX, and I thought it was just a great steel to work with. So
Yeah, I even saw like there was a high impact ceramic that I thought was an interesting setup. So there's a Swedish metallurgist that kind of worked with a company to make that. So that was actually really a cool material. So I picked up one of those blades over in Atlanta too, just
cool.
to see how it works. Because
Yeah.
at least the cut test wise, when going to like Cedric and Ada's channel, like
Mhm.
it blew off the chart as far as like the actual workable edge for the knife.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you haven't seen that, I mean, that's like, I think Raven is the actual kitchen knife side of things.
Hmm.
So that's where, but it's high impact ceramic. So you can, I mean, he used to just drop it and then drop on the tip and it didn't shatter into a million pieces.
That would
So
I can't imagine. that's
yeah.
that's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a really cool setup for it, but you're always going to find something. So if budget is your thing, then you have a good amount of things for it. Just the market itself, there's just so many different options. So that's where we appreciate with QSP side as far as people coming along with us on it. Because I remember with QSP, we're like people didn't want to work with us. People didn't want to see us. We would bring our products over to different booths and different retailers, and it was like, no, not interested, not interested. So now it's kind of a switch up because people are coming to us asking about stuff. So it's just a really nice transition for that to be able to be more reputable and just a better part of the community for everybody.
Yeah. It's been really fun to watch QSP grow. And just, I mean, you get better and better and better. And now, when I was working with you too, it was just like every launch that we did, every run, it was just like it just kept on getting better. So
Yeah.
QSP's been doing great. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and we are working to do a manufacturing change whenever the paperwork goes through. So I think the paperwork to build a new factory was put in like 2020, I think it was.
Hmm.
So I hear that the paperwork, the processing is like crazy slow. So you figure, I mean, we're in 2024 now, and it's still we don't have a date as far as when they'll approve the new warehouse or new manufacturing. So that's where it's just we want to get there eventually, so we can have the kind of the update, a little bit more capacity as well. So that's going to be that's the goal for that to be able to ramp up some of the capacity when we can get a new manufacturing side.
That's really cool to hear. I didn't know that. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the manufacturing also, if you didn't know, so all the QSP stuff is made in the same place. So we do make the products, even down to the hardware, and then also the knives. So anywhere from even you have the Penguin at $30, or you have the Volt at the $86. This is actually going to be something that is hand sharpened. So the
Mhm.
sharpening is done by a person, so it's not a machine. You don't just press a button and go, well, there you go, here's all your sharpened blades. So there's actually a person, there's five
Mhm.
people that do the sharpening. So that's where like you can look at it. I mean, they are skilled craftsmen, but if you have like a slight deviation in the sharpness on it or the edge, that's because a physical person is actually doing that. It's not a machine that punches out. Each knife is sharpened.
Yeah. I think a lot of these are, I mean, they're still, I consider almost still handmade. I mean, you're still putting these together, tuning them by hand. Um, right?
Yeah, it's
I
a
mean, I'm
lot of
assuming. I mean,
craftsmanship.
a machine. You just don't hit a button and it pops out a knife. I mean, that's just
Yeah,
not.
no. Yeah,
No.
so there's still craftsmanship in it. There's still going to
Exactly.
be things that that happen that are outside of the norm, so you have to make some adjustments here and there.
Yeah.
So that's where
That's
yeah, it's
manufacturing.
just
Yeah, you can make
yeah,
one of anything, but trying
so,
to make 1,000 of something is very hard. So
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's where I think there was like a Chris Reeve quote as far as like making one is easy, making like so many of the same is near impossible without using a curse word in there that he did. Uh, but that's where now it is a nice setup for it. So yeah, we're still working to do that that growth for QSP, and then even for Utah, we're going to be at a booth. So a lot of times when you guys visit us, anything other than Atlanta, we're at a table, which was
mhm.
nice, but we were like very busy as well, and we couldn't really get to everybody. So now in Atlanta, we have basically a 2 booth space now with a big old banner in the backside. So it'll be a nice setup for you guys, a good way to kind of touch, feel, get things in hand.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah. So
H323, good day to carry a vault. It's a great day to carry a vault. That's awesome.
yeah, it's every day.
Every day is a good day.
Yeah, so if you guys have any questions on it, so we're going to go through those. So these on the table right now are going to be the C1 and C2. So that's going to be those different things for it. So yeah, C1
Oh, with the
is this guy
green.
here.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah, and you seem like you like the green. I mean, going off the other one, uh,
yes, I do
as
like the
far
green.
as yeah, and then so you have the C2 for this guy. So same question for this one. I guess which one would be the variant, pun intended, that you would go with for this knife. And so you have the different ones. You have the brown. You already have the B1, but there's the brown one with the black, and then you have the A series, which is going to be the black. These two here, so A1, A2.
That's awesome.
Which one of those would be the ones that you would pick up? So if you had to again choose one of your children, which one would you go with for out of that group?
Well, since I already have 2 of them, I would go personally. I really like the silver with the green. To be honest,
Yeah,
that's like my fave, and it would really pair well with my other variant. So that'd be like a nice little family right there.
there you go. Yeah, personally, I would go for the A1. This is kind of the one I like the most out
Well,
of the group.
that's where my first one I did choose that. So that's
Yeah,
what
yeah, there you go.
absolutely love it. Very
Yeah, so
classy tux version, right?
yeah, definitely. Yeah, tuxedo variant
Mhm.
or not variant, but you know what I mean. But that's where we have for that.
Who names a knife variant?
For
I tell
Oh yeah, yeah. See, great name, great name. It works really well. But if anybody else, so we're also gonna have a giveaway for these guys. So people are already ahead of things. So let's see how many people are actually
you.
already
Hashtag
entered.
vault.
Yeah, yeah. Hashtag Vault, and that's going to be the giveaway. First one worked well, so we're going to go that on the second one as well. So if you are wanting a free item, hopefully United States, if you have some person that can send it to the United States, then I will do that. But some international shipping is kind of a pain
Yeah.
and
I
doesn't
used
really
to ship
work
to
sometimes.
Canada. It was not enjoyable. I had
Yeah.
to take the knives apart. That's how I used to have to ship.
Oh,
It was
yeah, so then ship it as parts, and then they're like, oh, okay.
yeah.
So I still feel that a lot of times the Canadian border is probably like the biggest knife collectors. Like they're like, yeah, I want one of those.
It's
I want
really
one of
bad.
those.
No, I was on a motorcycle once and going across the border, and they confiscated my pocket knife. It's the
Oh, crazy.
strangest thing. It's like, you got any guns, knives? I'm like, well, I got a pocket knife. He's like, I opened it like that, and then it's a switchblade. It's a switchblade.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, that's right. A lot of
this is
the
not a
definitions
switchblade.
that people use. Yeah, a lot of definition people use. I mean, I think the Canada one that gets everybody is they call it a centrifugal knife, which is more like a butterfly knife. Probably in when they're writing it, they're probably butterfly knife, centrifugal force. But if you spin this, like if you take this knife and it's like spin it, it's not going to open. So it's not centrifugal. Granted, if you kick it down enough, it will open, and that's where they're kind of going off of it. Like if it can flip open,
With one
the thumb
hand.
stud,
That's kind of
yeah,
what if you can open it with one hand, then it's illegal. But like a
yeah,
slip joint, you have to like use your 2 hands. So if you're up
Yeah,
in
it's
Canada,
it's
go like this. Yes, I have a knife. You have to open it with
yeah, yeah,
2 hands.
yeah. Yeah, it's a crazy system, but and then like it's just a great market to be in. It's also one thing that's really cool, even for yourself. Anybody in the community you can actually talk to. So if you saw Jacob at a show, you could say,
Oh
"Hey,
yeah.
I have this knife or that knife," and then you don't have handlers that you have to deal with or anybody else.
And I'm always gonna
Yeah, so
pocket check you. I love seeing what people carry. It's really really fun. So
yeah. Yeah, so just a really cool thing about it. And I mean, you can go up to designers, different tables and everybody and talk to people. That just how open things are. And even showing knives at shows, like we have very little to no issues with like things walking away. So
oh
very
yeah.
respectful for the people that are coming to shows, actually caring about that stuff. And then we're still trying to get out there to different retailers as well. So some of the mainstream folks, because a lot of people go to like Blade HQ and everybody else. Those are the people that will probably go to a Blade show, watch some videos on it. But the standard person's not going to go to those places. They're not going to go to those retailers. They're going to go into their local store, Cabela's, Bass Pro Shop. Um, I saw that now there's no, they broke into Walmart for now one of the other companies,
I
which
did
is
see that.
yeah, really interesting to
Hmm.
have that and kind of become more mainstream because a lot of people are still afraid of knives. Why do you carry a knife? It's like, well, it's useful when you actually have it with you. It's a tool. It's not anything that you're going to do otherwise. It's a
Yeah.
tool.
I think it's an educational thing. People just are ignorant to what knives are, and to me it's the art of it too. I mean, they're a
Yeah,
beautiful tool. It's artistic expression as a designer to like make it look pretty. I mean, it's fun to make a knife look good. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, so as you guys didn't hear now, so hashtag Volt is going to be the word that you're going to be using. So put that into the comment section, and it's already people are already ahead of things. As you were saying, that Aaron already jumped in there and jumped on it. So
J-
hashtag
J-
Volt.
Jimmy's gonna open a store in his house, so that's good.
There you go. Yeah, so if you have that many to open a store, that would be pretty impressive. So good job. Yeah, and then Kevin, yeah, so met me over at Texas. Texas, I actually found some good barbecue in Texas. So Utah, if anybody knows of any good Utah restaurants, I haven't found good food in Utah for some reason. I just have not. I don't know what it is. I try to go to different places, but yeah, Texas, I found some good ones. Utah, not so much.
Yeah, Utah's not known for food, I don't think.
Yeah, but there's got to be something like this. Like I don't know what's the local restaurant that's like this is the place to go
Or
to in Utah.
yeah,
But yeah, uh,
Oreo
still a cool
Dave.
place.
No, I'm not. I'm not retiring off the wins, but it's a lot of fun. Like I do this for because I just love it. It's a lot of fun, and the community is so awesome. So, and I get to draw something that I want that I think
Mhm.
is really cool, and then it seems like the community digs it too, which is really 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 cool. Yeah, very
Yeah, and then
rewarding.
I guess there was a previous question as far as like, do you have anything that you can show that's like your next thing that you're working on? Do you have anything that's your next in line, or are you kind of just holding off a little bit?
Well, I got with other companies, I got a lot going
Hmm.
on. So I don't
Yeah,
want to I don't want to go there.
yeah,
That would be a little awkward. But but I actually am really excited about the one I was drawing yesterday actually on the pad of paper. It's very unique. I haven't seen anything like it before, and that's really exciting. So I'm gonna get
oh yeah.
that drawn up
Yeah,
in CAD, and we'll see if we can make a deal.
yeah, and that's a hard thing to do too, is like to come up with something new because a lot of times you're like, oh, yeah, I've seen that, I've seen this, and that's been on this model 20 years ago or whatnot.
Right.
So to have something that's like, oh, I haven't seen that before, and it's something that's new is really, really, really cool.
Yeah. I'm trying. I'm always thinking outside the box. I can't stop this darn noodle from turning all the time. So
Yeah, and that probably helps with the day job as far as doing
yeah,
that design work and trying to figure things out. It's like we want this and this, and it's like how are you going to get there? We're like, well, you figure that out.
that's why I'm the inventor. I got patents up the wazoo too. It's really fun. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So currently we got 22 in the hashtag Volt.
Awesome.
So if you have anything else that anybody else that wants to get in there, do get in there and check
Yeah,
that out.
you don't you want a vault, guys. This thing, I mean, it just flies out every time. For a crossbar style lock to get that action,
Yeah,
only
and then
QSP, only QSP.
nice. Yeah, and then for QSP, I mean, we don't have any assisted knives, so some people might think we do, like in handling the Volt or even the Canary. They're like assisted. It's like no, it's just detent and getting things
Hmm.
tuned in. Yeah, right on bearings, detent, and all that stuff. So, yeah, we don't have any assisted knives. It's just working out on that process as far as engineering
I'm
that
not a
in.
fan of assisted. Truth be told,
Yeah,
I've had a Kershaw open up my pocket before.
no,
It didn't feel good. No.
no, probably not. Yeah, but I mean that's one thing. I mean, so assisted knives kind of seem to help the person starting into it because it's like that wow, like ooh. But just I don't like having to reload a spring. So that's one thing that
Yeah,
like I can do an
the
OTF a
closing.
little bit more.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can do OTF a little bit more. But as far as like doing a reload of the spring every time is
Yeah.
kind of takes away from the usability for me or even the fidget factor. A lot of
That's
people
what
fidget with
I
their
want
stuff
to do.
more
I
than
mean,
anything.
this is me all day when I'm going to work. I mean, I just
Yeah.
flick knives on the highway. I probably look like a crazy person, but I think we all do it. That's just what we do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then we haven't gone the double detent route. At least for me, I don't like them. That's one of the ones that like I've cut myself on. I
Double
was just doing the
detent
flip.
slip joint.
Yeah,
That
flip
kind of
joint
double
side.
detent. Yeah,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
yeah, it's a detent both ways. Yeah.
yeah. Detent balls on both sides. Like, I mean, I was messing with it, and then like I flipped off it, and then I was like gonna go back up, and I cut myself, but
Hmm.
I was just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I like a traditional um slip joint. I'm a fan of that. But
yeah, and then QSP side. So if you haven't even handled our slip joints, I mean, we're down to that's kind of what you expect from us as far as the hedgehog and the penguin for slip joint. It's just really nicely done, dialed in, open
well,
mid
you
closed.
guys did my slip joint too, the Vanish,
Yeah, yeah.
and it was. I mean,
So
it was like so good.
yeah, so that's where now we do like we always are one of the things, I mean, one of our goals is to kind of keep moving and get better. We still have the better knife, better life type of thing, kind of taking it off of things, but it is still trying to improve. So taking some of the input from folks, but it's still having our own direction as far as where we want to take the company.
For sure.
Yeah,
Bring
so
back
now
the
Volt,
Vanish. Yeah, I should bring back the Vanish. That was a
there you
fun.
go.
There is a Banish. I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah, a little bit different still though.
Yes, very much. Just the same profile. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then so 24 people in there. So I'll give you guys maybe 20 more seconds or so to get in there. So hashtag Volt is all you got to do to win one of the Volts. So hashtag Volt in the comments. Yep, there you go, and that's what it has for it. So 24 folks in there. I'll get it closer to the mic so you can hear how this opens up.
So good.
Yeah, so nicely done for it. And if you do want to customize it, you have a little bit of work for that, but you can get it customized.
Oh, it's
Some people
doable
are
for
doing it.
sure, but
Oh
just
yeah,
getting that contour, it'll just be a little challenge for you. But
yeah. And as it gets more popular, then we'll look at different variations and everything too. So, so definitely support Jacob, support ourselves to get that done. Uh, through the website is where we have it for us as well as our dealer network too. So sale going on for a lot of items on the site too. So we got 26 folks
hey,
in there.
awesome.
So very good for that. So I'll transition over to the screen. So as I'm doing that, that's going to be your last chance to get in on this. So we're going to be moving over to the other screen. That's going to be for the giveaway side of things. So I'll give anybody else kind of last opportunity to get in there. Hashtag Volt, really simple. So the good thing about it is you're spending some time with us talking about products and everything else. But also you get a free item, so just you have a chance. 26 people entering in.
This is super
You
cool,
have a
guys.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very good odds as well for that.
I'll be playing the lottery if this is my odds. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then that's where you get to choose. So there's not going to be we're giving away a certain knife. You let me know which one you want, and we'll get it out to you, and we'll do that. So going to do anybody else? Last call. We're going to do that on a 3, 2, 1. Drawing.
Let's
Let's see who's
go.
going to win.
Oreo Dave, I'm actually reading Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy right now. I mean, it's pretty weird that you asked that question. So, yes, 42.
Sleepy Pancake.
Hey, sleazy
Sleazy
pancake.
Oh, I thought it was sleepy. So it's probably a little bit different than a sleepy versus sleazy one. So I don't know how you get a sleazy pancake. But
I don't want to know.
So that's.
Dave. I don't want to know.
Oh, I don't want to know either. You can let us know in the comments, I guess. But Sleazy Pancake, you're the winner for that. So I'll put in the information so you could email me. Congratulations on that. That's going to be a vault that is going to be for you at no charge. So that's going to be a cool little setup.
Lucky person.
And then we're going to hit email in here. Yeah, and if you didn't win, I mean, it's still a great value. So pick it up at any of your favorite retailers or through the website directly. I ship out of Salem, Oregon. I'm also do the warranty work. So if you have issues with it, you have somebody local, at least within the United States, to help you out with some of the things. So that's a nice thing about it.
That's a huge thing, in my opinion, to have that contact right here in the States. So.
Yep. So did we have? Oh, yep. So he is in here, or Sleazy. I don't know if you're a girl or a guy, but Sleazy, you won, and he seems like he saw it already. So yeah, send me an email on that email address listed below for the info_USA at QSPKnife.com, and we'll get that set up. But for this model, yeah, it's just really a nice setup for it, for what you've done for the design. Just really like a lot of things with it.
Yeah, it's classic. For me, it was classic looking knife.
Yeah, and that's where it seems like you've said that a few times. So that's kind of where you like to go. Like, I guess, what's your go-to knife other than a QSP, other than your design? Like, what do you like?
I do love a good Wharncliffe sheep's foot. I think having that tip, that far down, just for me, I get the most use out of it. We cutting open boxes, cutting open things. I gravitate towards this a lot. You can just get that tip right on there and get that cut going instantly. So I do carry that a lot. I carry the Banish, which is like a little version of this, or my Vanish. I usually carry two knives in the pocket.
There you go.
One in the fifth pocket, one in the main.
There you go. Yeah, you can always tell who carries knives because you get a little rip and tear in that little pocket area.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of like you can see who's out there and actually carries a knife normally, just looking at their normally right pocket. I still think that number's wrong. I have 3 kids and 2 of them are lefties, so I think there's a lot more lefties out there.
Yeah.
Than what they let on.
Ever like any one of my knives is going to be a reversible clip. I'll never do one without it. So
there you go.
I love those lefties. Gotta. My mom's left-handed, so gotta keep her going.
Yeah, my father-in-law, and I mean, he was in a time where they actually they strapped your arm to your body. So in school, you would actually strap your arm to your body. So if you're a left, they would strap it to your body, so you're forced to use your right hand. It was a really interesting time, I guess, in school. You're like, nope, you're going to be a right-handed person.
Wow.
No matter what. So very interesting. And I think that's probably where they said, oh, there's only this amount of percentage that's a left-handed person because of the people that didn't take on to that maybe torturous system. But yeah, it's a crazy time. Let's see if we have any questions on here. We'll go through.
So something tying all the Lundquist designs together. Not really. I mean, I think the biggest thing with my stuff is classic, clean lines. I don't do a lot of frills and like crazy milling and stuff like that. I just want a good, solid product that's really ergonomic and a great user as well. That's kind of what I try to do.
Nice. Yeah, I had a question from.
Yeah. Oh, keep going. What do you got?
Oh no, I had a question from Oreo Dave as far as how far I'm away from Astoria. I think it's about 2 or 3 hours Astoria. Yeah, Kindergarten Cop was filmed there. Goonies was filmed in Astoria. So I have been there before. There's supposed to be a fish and chips place that's shaped like a boat. I wasn't able to do that, but I did ride on a little train car down there. Oh, and then what are you talking about as far as other connection to your models? Is there anything else that connects
Well,
it?
one, I did do a purposeful connection between the variant and the Veritas. I mean, that those I definitely took, the same notch geometry, stuff like that. But this is a different OEM. Sorry.
Yeah, no, there's
But
still things available for it. So yeah, I mean, you can search onto any of the sites. Go and pick up for just search Jacob Lundquist
yep.
on dealer sites, and you'll be able to see different models available. Even not through QSP, so it's still a market that's open for other folks, and you're going to find something you like. So Titanium Justin had how did Jacob come up with a minimal straight line
Oh,
with rectangular notch?
he's talking this right here, I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
he said it's so comfortable.
It really is. Biggest thing is I've had knives where you just have no access for the reverse flick, and that was my inspiration. I love the pill hole, so I just wanted to follow that contour with the handle to make sure your finger can really give that a good flick. And then when I prototyped it and I able to grab it and your hand just goes right in there, it's just locks it right in. So happy accident, genius, either one.
Yeah, whichever one you're going to go with. And then Lou had like a bunch of letters. I don't know what you meant on that. And then the Pack Rat was asking on the older models if you're going to update the choil for it. So the plunge grind gets chewed up a little bit or very easily, he was saying, or he or she.
Plunge grind.
Yeah, so it's probably, I guess, the smile, I'm guessing, is what you're referring to on
Yeah.
some of your older models.
Oh, well, that was because I was doing it. Maybe that. I mean, I was sharpening everything before. I don't know about any of the production stuff. Shouldn't have any of those issues. I'd always make sure there's a nice sharpening choil. It's another thing with mine. I just want to make sure you guys have enough room there, so you have a good long life. All
And
about the
then
choils.
yeah, and then we had another question about this swayback design of the variant. Is it supposed to be used in a reverse grip?
So that's what the swayback was originally developed. I mean, forever ago. But to grip it like this, and you're going to do a draw cut towards you. That was the reason for this shape, and I just think it looks really, really elegant and nice. It just really works well with a Warncliffe style blade as well.
Oh, meant for QSP. So then he's calling out the QSP side, not your own designs. So for Packrat. So there's things that we work on. So in taking into different different feedback. So I'll open this up. So different feedback that we have for folks. So sometimes the plunge grind is something that is restricted by the type of grind that we do, and also just the overall design and how it works. So we are now working on that to allow that to be less of an issue, because it doesn't take away from the function, but it takes away from the aesthetics a lot of times, because you're getting into a thicker piece of that material when you're doing that smile area right at the edge. But a lot of the ones that you see, some of the newer ones don't have that issue. So we are working to kind of change that up a little bit to allow for that to happen. But yeah, thanks for the question. But we do know that there's that feedback from the market now for that plunge grind placement to get that grind a little different. Any other questions, do let us know as well.
Good stuff.
Yep. That seems to be about it for the questions. So now, last things for questions, do let us know. Thank you again, Jacob, for coming through on the live stream and then spending some time with us, talking through some of your things here. So it's a lot of process, a lot of thought that goes into everything. And then congratulations to the winners for both items. So send me an email on that.
That was awesome. That was really cool. Nice job.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it did work. So I was just like, That was actually a Google search, like right before the stream. I was like, how do I give stuff away? I saw it on other ones, and I just was like, that's really streamlined. I like the way it was. So yeah, StreamYard is doing a great job. I'm still using the free software, so sorry, but I am still loving the program.
Preferred steel for myself, budget steel, 14C all day long. Higher end, I do love S20V, Van X, and yeah, those are like, I still love LMAX too. It's just such a fun, interesting, so hard. It's a really good steel.
Yeah, nice. And do you have any, I guess, preferred sharpening equipment? Do you have your regular belt one, or do you use a different system?
No, I do like the fixed angle type of sharpeners myself,
Hmm.
where I can just dial and get that. I love it. It's getting it to be a mirror finish. That's kind of, I know a lot of people don't like a mirror edge because it might be a little more slippery, less grippy, but I like
Hmm.
mine just to be so I can see myself in it. So that's what I usually use. Go all the way to a mirror, and then just a
Oh, wow.
fixed angle.
Yeah. Which system are you using currently?
Work Sharp right now. Their
Nice.
system, the precision adjust.
Oh, yeah.
Just super easy. It's really
And
fast.
very inexpensive for the precision adjust too.
Yeah,
And then I know they have the newer ones that they came out with.
but you
Yeah,
can
because
get
then with
excellent results. You can get really
yeah,
good results with it.
LMAX. There's a question on LMAX for QSP. No, we have S90. We've been playing around with for some of the blades and some of the custom market for the dealer exclusives. We did some S90,
I love
but
S90. It's a good one.
yeah. So LMAX, I don't think we have that available currently. Um, yeah,
It
we
was
don't
a
have that.
flash in the pan. I know LMAX was like this hot thing, and then it just kind of went away. But I really enjoyed working with it on my customs. So then I went
Yes.
S45 VN for a while too. That was a fun one.
Yeah, it's interesting the way the market changes for what people want, what people are looking for. Um, yeah, because if you're going to maintain it, most times you shouldn't get your knife to a blunt edge. So if you maintain it on a regular basis, and really it'll last through the time. Even going down to the budget materials, uh, it's going to last through probably most people's work day or work week or month without having to do a full sharpening on it.
Right, yeah. Especially if you guys get yourself a leather strop and learn how to use that. I mean, that's, you can just, at the end of the day or the end of the week, you can just give it a quick strop on leather with the compound, bring it right back to new. So
Yep. Yeah. So it does really well for that. Um, any other questions? If not, I do appreciate everybody being here with the live stream. We are going to do a different one for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So this was just one for Jacob's side for spending time with us to give away some of his knives. But we'll do the 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and then hopefully keep on moving along. And then if you guys have any questions, anything that you would rather see from the channel itself, then let me know so we can get some of the things out there that you really want to check out and look at. But otherwise, that's going to be about all we have for this one. And last time for questions, if you have any other questions, and Jacob, if you have anything else you want to talk about.
I'm great. Really appreciate your time and love the audience. Thanks everybody. Great engagement, and thank you. QSP is awesome. I've always been a fan for a long time. So thank you.
Very cool. Yeah. So I'm still glad to grow with everybody and then to be part of the community. So great to see people coming over to the booth, and there's some people still learning about us. So we still have a ways to go as far as getting out to everybody. But when those people are handling the products, they still like it. And we might get some new customers from going to these shows, and they just haven't seen our product before. Yeah.
Yeah, if
And if
you'd never
anybody
been,
knows anybody other shows.
that's what I was saying too. Like if you've never been to a blade show or like a blade knife show, you got to go at least to one. It's a lot of fun. I mean, the community, like we were talking about, it's just a lot of all your own people in the same room loving a product that we all enjoy. So if you haven't been there,
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah, Atlanta is definitely going to be a 3-day show if you want to check everything out.
Oh gosh, it's
Texas,
huge.
yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah. Texas, Utah. Now, I mean, it's still they're still growing, but those shows are turning out to be pretty good. And then it's not a retail show, but if you go to SHOT Show, I mean that's a monstrous beast of a show. You can check out all the things there at SHOT Show. But if anybody knows of also any other shows that you'd like us to go to, let us know as well, because we've been looking around, but it seems like a lot of it is the Blade Show is kind of the main guy, and then you have some smaller ones in different communities. And then SHOT Show is what we go to now. So SHOT Show, Blade Show, and I have one Oregon show that I go to because it's drivable.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So anything else? If not, thank you very much for your time. Thank you, Jacob, for coming along. Thank you for the designs, the work that's been done on that. Really look forward to the Volt still continuing to do very well, and different variants, different things coming out for it. Still love the clip, reversible right left hand. And it's been a very good release for us. So we still continue to look forward to more designs, more variations as we go.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Yep. Yep. Thank you guys. New York Custom Knife Show. I'll check that out. I don't know. New York is kind of weird because in like New York itself seems very anti-knife, and then the knife show seems to be a pretty good showing, which is weird.
I've heard that.
But yeah. So thank you very much. Enjoy your guys' evenings. Be safe, and pick up a QSP knife. Search Jacob's other designs that are available too. Thank you guys.
Thanks.